हेलो दोस्तों, मैं हूं अमित त्यागी और लेकर हाजिर हूं एंटरटेनमेंट की दुनिया की हर हलचल। और बदलते वक्त के साथ नया टाइप का कंटेंट आ रहा है हर तरफ। लॉट ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स इज हैपनिंग। और कंटेंट की बात करूं तो जो कंटेंट आप देखते हैं उसके पीछे बहुत सारे लोगों की मेहनत होती है, बहुत सारे लोगों का दिमाग होता है। तो ऐसा ही एक नया टाइप का कंटेंट हमारी ओटीटी की दुनिया में आ रहा है। एक नया शो आ रहा है जिसका नाम है रॉकी बॉयज, और उसके पीछे जो बनाने वाले लोग हैं आज मैं उनसे बात करने वाला हूं। क्योंकि हमेशा हम एक्टर्स से सतही तौर पर बात चलती है, बट आई लव टॉकिंग टू द डायरेक्टर्स एंड प्रोड्यूसर्स, द क्रिएटर्स हु क्रिएट दिस ब्यूटीफुल कंटेंट। और आज हमारे साथ देश के दो ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने अब तक बहुत खूबसूरत कंटेंट बनाया है, एंड दिस इज द न्यू वन ऑन सोनी लिव। तो मेरे साथ है मिस्टर निखिल अडवाणी एंड मिस्टर सिद्धार्थ रॉय कपूर, who have jointly produced this. How are you doing, sir?
All good. Very well.
So जैसे मैं कहता हूँ हमेशा हम लोग we I love talking to the creators, the new trends, क्योंकि जमाने वक्त के साथ बहुत चीजें बदली हैं और सबसे बड़ा बदलाव हमारे ओटीटी के कंटेंट में आया है। तो आई स्टार्ट विद निखिल। आपने क्योंकि फिल्में भी बनाई हैं, ये जो ओटीटी का जो नया कंटेंट तो लोग बना रहे हैं, तो आई एम श्योर उसके लिए लोग एक्सेप्ट तैयार हैं कुछ अलग कुछ डिफरेंट करने को, एंड आई थिंक यू आर ऑलवेज अप टू दैट।
या एब्सोल्युटली, मतलब हमें हमें जो जिस तरह से ओटीटी हमें एक किस्म से हम लोग लिबरेट कर रहा है, हमें हमें एक फ्रीडम दे रहा है, क्रिएटर्स को, कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स को, डायरेक्टर्स को। जो सिद्धार्थ और मैं जिस तरह से सिड और मैंने इन दो शख्स के बारे में सुना था, पढ़ा था स्कूल में, हमने इनके बारे में पढ़ा है, उनके बारे में, मतलब एक इतना बड़ा शो बनाना, सोनी ले प्लेटफॉर्म, वही प्लेटफॉर्म जिसने स्कैम दिया है, हमारा नहीं दिया, तब्बर दिया है, उसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे इन दोनों को इस स्टोरी को सजाना बहुत ही, मतलब मेरे ख्याल से ओटीटी के बिना, मतलब 5-10 साल पहले, हालांकि सिड is always known for chasing different stories also within his previous avatar, but the fact that, I mean, it literally, Amit, it has been, is liberating, and the fact कि जिस तरह से आप बोल रहे हैं, I mean, Sid and I can sit over here and talk about creating this, but I mean, Abhay Pannu is right now putting the final touches on the show, but it's a debut. It's a debut. Literally, it's a debut. It's a first time. For us to give the responsibility to him and for him to take it on and to do this full marks. I mean, I think OTT is really helping great storytellers to tell good stories.
तो सिद्धार्थ, आपने सिनेमा में, मुझे याद है आप बड़ी क्रांति लेके आए सिनेमा में। यू मेड अ लॉट ऑफ कंट्रीब्यूशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ गिविंग अपॉर्चुनिटी टू लॉट ऑफ पीपल। तो आई थिंक ओटीटी इज अ प्लेस जहां पर आई एम श्योर दिस टाइम आल्सो यू हैव something different to offer to the viewers.
I think just like Nikhil said, the beauty of OTT is the kinds of stories that you can tell, which we would not have been able to tell in cinema, or we would have had to tell them in a more diluted way that would be more sort of acceptable to a wider audience. But just the mere fact that we can tell a story of two great scientists that built our nation, and to tell it in a way that is in keeping with the with the period, with the scope of the story, and tell it with two great actors, rather than having to chase the 5 to 7 male lead stars that will be able to sort of get you to a movie of this scale. I think for actors, because they're being able to be in really good quality productions and tell stories that they would never have been able to tell on the big screen.
But Nikhil, generally, because like science as a subject है, generally उसको लोग बहुत boring perceive करते हैं. It's kind of a very edutainment kind of thing. तो उसको mainstream format में किस तरह की, क्या आपने कुछ cinematic liberty ली है आपकी टीम ने? How authentic, how real it is?
It's not cinematic liberty in the sense I would want to. I mean, I don't like the word cinematic liberty in the sense this great scientists जो आप कह रहे हो, in 1942 they did not know that they were going to be great. Right? They were young men who were at the cusp of independent India, gaining independence, and was had lofty ambitions, had huge goals, wanted to do very big things. So in 1942 to 1950 to 64 or 62, which is season one, neither did Homi Baba know that he wanted to become great. He didn't know he was going to become great. जो आज हम लोग 2022 में बैठ के बोल सकते हैं कि होमी बाबा is a great man. right? He did not know that. So what we've done is very interesting. What Abhay has done is he has contemporarized 1942 and made it 2022 almost. When I mean by that, the period is correct, the car is correct, the costume is correct, the locations are correct, the way they are speaking is correct, everything is correct, right? But the emotion is very modern, right? In the sense they're two friends. One is older than the other. The one is 7 years older than the other. It's almost like mentor and student, and their problems are real. Their problems are very real and very human. So automatically it stops being boring. It starts becoming interesting. You start feeling the same things they are feeling. You start understanding the same losses that they have and the same gains and the same profits. I mean, the same victories that they go through. So that's very important, that what we collectively did and what Abhay has really stuck to and has really actually magnified.
Okay. So Siddharth, when a project comes to you, so how do you evaluate that project? Because you are a veteran. So what kind of subjects do people really are looking forward to? Because sometimes, you just get surprised. You just made a show which was like a semi supernatural. So, I mean, everybody, there's so much to offer. But how do you gauge a project, especially in this project? What were the USPs you decided that, okay.
To the material, you've got to get excited. If you get excited about telling a story, regardless of the genre, regardless of, that has to be the first step, because you're going to be living with that project. Then the left brain thinking comes into play about, okay, what skill is it going to be? What cast do we require? Is it feasible? Is it something that will sell? Is it something the audience will enjoy? But I think it has to start with whether it excites you personally or not. And that, I think, is my first, benchmark, because it's very hard to get passionate about something that doesn't actually appeal to you. In theory, it would be great if you could do that. But the reason we're all in this business is because we want to tell stories that excite us to start with, and then, hopefully the whole world after that.
Nikhil, you've been, the 2021 and 22 have been a busy year for you. So how do you look forward for the various kind of concepts and shows I've seen you, the 26/11 se lekar Shekhawati. So you've been collaborating and creating a lot of content. So what it's like, and it's variety, you're not sticking to just one kind of. So you're surprising the audience and surprising yourself as well.